withdrawing from the World Health Organization, sir?
Ooh, that's a big one. So we paid $500 million to World Health when I was here, and I terminated it. China with 1.4 billion people. We have 350 to pay. We have, nobody knows what we have because so many people came in illegally, but let's say we have 325. They had 1.4 billion. They were paying 39 million, we were paying 500 million. It seemed a little unfair to me. So that wasn't the reason, but I dropped out. They offered me to come back for 39 million. In theory, it should be less than that, but you know. And when Biden came back, they came back for 500 million. He knew that you could have come back for 39 million. They wanted us back so badly, so we'll see what happens.
Mr. President,
Pretty sad to think of it. China pays 39 million and we pay 500 million. And China's a bigger country.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Now, Trump has made some very, I like it. I like what I'm seeing, right? And I think for a lot of people, it's a good news when you hear that America is pulling out from the WHO, the World Health Organization, and pulling out from the Paris Climate Agreement. However, there's a catch to all of this. There's a catch to all of this, and I'm going to make you understand something here. You have to understand, friends, is that we are in a time where the climate agenda came. There was a time when there was the climate protests came. Now remember that the climate protests took place when Greta Thunberg came. This was leading up to 2020. It was during the Trump first term administration. It was during the Trump administration that there was massive protest, and people were protesting saying, we want climate change, climate action, we want it now. What, you remember those chants, right? Where it said, what do we want? Climate, what was it? What do we want? Climate justice. Yeah, I remember now. What do we want? Climate justice. When do we want it now? Okay, remember that? Okay, so the thing is, that happened during the Trump administration the first time. However, in the first time, remember that Trump also had pulled America from the Paris Climate Agreement, right? But there was still an overwhelming majority of people who did not agree with the climate movement. They did not agree that climate laws should be enacted. They didn't agree with that. So you had a movement that came. And then after that movement, then you had COVID. COVID came in. COVID came in as Trump was still in power, but he was now transitioning to leave. You understand what I'm saying? And that happened very briefly during the Trump administration also. Now here's the thing. Right now, with everything that's going on with the Trump administration, the return of Trump in the White House, he is pulling America out from the WHO, the World Health Organization, and he's also pulling America out from the Paris Climate Agreement. But I want you to understand now the catch. All right? I believe that Trump is going to give the people what they want, even like King Herod gave the people what they wanted. You see what I'm saying? I see Trump as the people's president who is going to give the people the desires of their hearts. Whether it be good or whether it be evil, he will give it to the people according to we the people. Let it so be given unto them, right? This is what I'm seeing, the characteristics of what I'm seeing Trump's government is doing. Now, what I'm seeing is the following. There's a group of people. There's a group of people who are already prepared to lead the world through another protest for the sake of climate laws. Now, do you think that because America is withdrawing from the Paris Climate Agreement, do you think all of a sudden that this is going to solve America's problems? Is this going to solve the problems of the world in which people are facing the strange weather patterns, strange sicknesses, all these things, do you think that all of that's going to go away? Remember that the quote-unquote experts are blaming climate change for rising diseases, rising strange weather patterns. Now, I just heard recently there are certain states that began to have all of a sudden snow, and they normally don't get snow. Now, I do believe that mankind has a technology. They do have, America owns this weapons facility. DARPA, they have weather. What you have is pretty much, there's weather modification weapons that they have. It is possible for the people to be able to cause the weather to change patterns. They do have these things. The technology exists there. All right, we can do a separate video for that, but you should all search up DARPA, and you'll find that they do have a program that is meant for weather modification. In fact, if weather modification is not real, then you'd have to find out. Then you need to answer as to why the government actually has within its bills, there are bills that actually also give restrictions to weather modifications. That is there within the Canadian government, and I believe American government also has that. And also, you have to give an account. If you believe that weather modification is not real, then you need to give an account and explain why does the government have the programs called cloud seeding. You need to ask, why do they spray the skies? It's not regular contrails. So the main thing I'm trying to get you to understand is the following: is that just because America is pulling out from the Paris Climate Agreement, it doesn't mean that things are going to get better. In fact, it's going to be the opposite. What you're going to see now is a rise in strange weather patterns. It's going to be even much more worse. That you're going to be seeing a lot more diseases, a lot more strange events that's going to happen. You're going to hear drought here, drought there. And remember what Trump said during his inauguration, his speech, he's saying, we're going to drill, baby, drill. Yes? So now the people who are the elitists who are behind what's it called, like the weather modification technologies, do you think that they're gonna slow down? No, they're going to amplify the attacks on strange on the climate, and also upon like biological bioweapons. Biological warfare will be declared upon the whole world. And what you're going to be seeing then is that there's going to be a flood of people who are going to say, hey, we made a big mistake. We should not have pulled out from the Paris Climate Agreement. We should not have pulled out. We should have stayed. And they are going to plead for President Trump to put America back onto the Paris Climate Agreement. They're gonna plead for it, and Trump is gonna give them what they want. Essentially, the world was not ready. The world was not ready to receive climate laws. Neither are the inhabitants of the world ready to receive any form of stringent control. So what the people are gonna be doing is they're going to continue to bring these things upon you. You're going to be seeing a lot more crises, a lot more troubles are going to come upon America and upon the whole world. And the people are going to say, you know what? It's because we withdrew from the Paris Climate Agreement, and we also withdrew from the WHO. Now we are getting all these attacks and no experts to really recommend to us what we should be doing, because the WHO is the overseeing body over all these different calamities. So now what you have is a perfect storm that is being brewed for the people of the whole world. My brothers and sisters, don't get too comfortable. Right now, it seems people are saying peace and safety. Trump has come. Peace is coming to the world. Peace in the Middle East. Peace in America. Peace, peace, peace. But remember what the Bible says. For when they shall say peace and safety, Then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child. I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, just like that, lights out. It's gonna be quick, just like that. You're not gonna see it coming. How do we know this? Remember that during the Trump administration, the first time Trump was president, remember that COVID happened overnight. It came quickly. And within just brief days, boom, let's go ahead and do the 2 week, what is it? What did they put? They said the 2 weeks or the 14-day quarantine, and then they kept pushing it. And before you know it, there was a lockdown that took place and nobody could be able to leave. I'm trying to tell you, friends, don't get too excited and to think, this is it, oh, peace has come. Remember. It's going to appear as though peace has come. It's going to appear as though prosperity has come. It's going to appear that everything is looking good, but just make sure that you don't fall asleep. Because if you fall asleep, just like that, it's going to happen and it's going to take you off like a storm. So make sure that you are fully aware. So here's what you need to gather from everything that I'm just saying right now. What we're seeing right now is that America and the whole world is actually being prepared so that they can be able to be the ones to plead for these drastic changes to be brought upon them, and they will be the ones to say, put us back to these things. We need climate laws. We need these. We need that. And Trump, being the man that he is, the president of the people, he will give the people their heart's desires. It's all written down. Remember what happened to King Herod. Remember what happened to Yeshua, the Lord Jesus Christ. Remember, Herod said, what do you want me to do? Well, not exactly in these words, but he said, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to free for you Barabbas? Or should I free for you the one called Yeshua? And what did the people say? Free Barabbas. We want Barabbas. And what do I do with Yeshua? With Jesus Christ? Crucify him. That's what they did. So he said, you know what? And he washed his hands. And the people said, well, his blood be upon us and upon our children. All right, so be it. It's on you. His blood is upon your hands. Whether it be good or whether it be evil, according to the hearts of the people, it shall be granted unto them. You need to understand, friends, that in the midst of these protests, for you to not fall for deception, do not fall for any protest. Do not fall for any protest that you see. Don't join the protest. Don't jump on board and say, you know what, everybody's doing, let's go ahead and protest. In other words, even as it was during the first administration of Trump, even so, we are going to see it in this administration of Trump, in that we are going to be seeing Greta Thunberg come back all over again, and there will be a much greater protest for stringent climate laws. Why? It's because there's going to be more diseases, more viruses. There's going to be more calamities. There's going to be a lot more unusual weather patterns. There's going to be more famine around the world, more starvation, all kinds of things. Weather this, weather that, disease this, disease that. That is going to be amongst the things that are all going to be brought in together. And then they're going to say, you know what? See, we've been drilling. Trump's been drilling. And since the drilling has begun, all of a sudden, bam, everything is going through the roof. Everybody's going to plead, saying, Trump, put us back on the climate lockdown. We need climate laws. We need these things. The people themselves are going to beg for the mark of the beast. They're going to beg for the mark of the beast. Pay attention. Don't fall asleep on this. Don't fall asleep, but rather be alert and stay awake. Don't fall asleep, my brothers and sisters. Don't fall asleep. This is the Controversy 7. I want to share this brief message with all of you, that all of you may be awake. If you have not yet subscribed, make sure you subscribe to this channel. Furthermore, make sure you subscribe to my backup channel, which is called Controversy 7 Ministry. My brothers and sisters, if you want to support this ministry, There's several ways you can do it to keep us to keep us operating. There you can go to the official website of this ministry, www.thecontroversy7.ca, and then at the very top click donate, and also and just follow the instructions from there. It's very simple. And also, if you want to support this ministry using Cash App, we do have a Cash App account, and that Cash App is simply $ministry controversy 7. Other than that, friends, I'm not going to hold you off. Make sure you subscribe to my second channel called Controversy 7 Ministry. I've got a lot more information coming across you on that channel there. But until then, you take good care of yourselves, be blessed, be safe. I will see you in the next video.